Would you rather have your partner cheat with another woman or another man?
If it was another man, I'd be pissed I wasn't involved.
I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that.
You're listening to a show for those who aren't afraid to admit that they don't know what the hell is going on. This is a safe space to ask any question you may have in order to keep learning and growing every day. Because the truth is, there's no way to know everything. So join me as I talk to people who know a little something about life. But there's a catch. I'll also know nothing about the questions I'm going to ask. Just like in school when there was a suggestion box that the teacher would read out loud, I'll be pulling up the questions without ever seeing them beforehand. Let's just say this should get very interesting. This is Trust Me, I Know Nothing. Wait, what? Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Trust Me, I Know Nothing. This time we're talking about cheating. I feel like every time people talk about this, the conversations are very radical and it's hard to find a middle ground. It's as if cheaters are considered horrible people who deserve to be punished and there's no way to justify their actions. So I really want to talk about this because trust me, I used to think like this too. But recently, life has forced me to reconsider my point of view and I want to explore this topic. I want to understand why people cheat and see if cheaters really are as heartless as we've all been made to think all this time. Also, I feel like there's this weird mentality in our society when it comes to cheating. We grow up hearing things like, women don't cheat, or once a cheater, always a cheater. Or what about, if you don't have sex with them, then your partner is going to have to cheat. So I really want to talk about it and see how much truth there is to these phrases. So in this episode, I am joined by two of my very good friends, Adriana and Jenna. Adriana has been my best friend since elementary school. There are no secrets between us and no topic is off limits. We've definitely talked about cheating in the past and we have very different opinions on this. But I want to prove that you can have a different point of view and still understand and validate someone else's experience and opinion. And Jenna is a self-proclaimed, recently reformed serial cheater. Try saying that 3 times really fast. She's also one of the most honest people I've ever met. I just love every time I get to have a deep conversation with her because she always presents a point of view that I have never considered before. And I feel like she's the perfect person to have this conversation with. Also, her new podcast, Mom of Your Dreams, is coming soon to Station Entertainment. And trust me, you won't want to miss a second of it. I'm sure both of them will give me a lot to think about. So here we go. I hope you're ready for this.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 2. Like I've said before, this time we're going to talk about cheating, and I'm joined by two of my favorite people in the world, Jenna and Adriana. So if you guys would want to introduce yourself a little bit, Jenna, why don't you go first?
Cool. Yeah, I'm Jenna. I've known Isaac for a couple of months now, about 3 months. And we are coworkers. I'm a mom and I am a recently reformed, I guess you can say born again serial cheater. So Isaac thought I was the perfect one to have on the episode. And I'm so honored.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. And now, Adriana, just tell people how we know each other and just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, Isaac and I have known each other for like 20 years now, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we've been best friends for, I don't know, like 15 years, maybe a little bit more. So we talk about everything to each other. We have no secrets. And well, I'm not a serial cheater, but we do have different points of view in the cheating department. So it's going to be fun. Very happy to be here.
Well, that was perfect. Thank you so much, you both, for making time to be here. And I guess we're just going to dive in right to the questions. And the first question obviously has to be, have you ever cheated? How about you, Jenna?
Yes. I don't believe that I have ever not cheated on anybody.
That's
Okay.
that's honest.
Yeah, it's
Love it.
interesting. I
And
have never cheated, but I have been the other woman. Like I've dated somebody that has cheated to with their girlfriends
no,
with
on
me,
their
to their
girlfriend.
girl,
Yeah,
on their girlfriends with me.
exactly. So good. I've never cheated, but I've also been the other man, I guess. But I didn't know. That's the difference. I didn't know until I was about to ask her to be like my actual girlfriend, like to go steady, I guess, if you want to say it like that. And her best friend was like, "Okay, I have to tell you something. She's been with this guy for like months and months, and you are actually the new guy." I was like, "Oh, great. That's great for my self-esteem." So, so yeah. Okay, so let's go through the questions that our community sent in. Just want to remind everyone I've never read this before, so whatever happens, happens. First question: can a relationship come back from cheating?
I would like to think it definitely can. I'm actually in the works of trying to mend one right now, and it's definitely really hard. It's hard for me in an entirely different way than it is for him. He obviously has the pain of what I did, and then I'm kind of just now stuck in constantly having to like relive that, but also not get also stay very like sympathetic towards his feelings and why he's feeling like that, and why it's being brought up every day, and like and kind of just trying to move through those motions. So I think it definitely takes a lot of work. Like we've talked about therapy, doing couples therapy, and also kind of uncovering. I think it's also important to uncover why the cheating happened.
Yeah,
Not only just like the cheating itself, and kind of moving forward with that, and also just kind of uncovering those others. But yeah, I'd like to think it can, but I haven't had that happen yet myself.
oh, yeah. We don't know the answer yet, to be determined, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Case
think,
study.
yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to do a part two of this episode and decide.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'd like to think it can too. Like I want to be an optimist about this, and but I think, like you said, there has to be like full honesty and full disclosure of everything that's going on with both of you and your feelings. And then once you determine the reason why that happened, I think that's going to be easier for you guys to move on. So I think that's
Yeah.
like um, the best answer I could give about that. Adriana, here's a question for you. Since this guy cheated on his girlfriend with you, is it okay if he cheats on you with another person?
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
because we've never actually like talked about this. If I'm giving like the green light for him to cheat on his girlfriend with me, then I'm not in the position to ask for like
Loyalty.
something more serious, you know.
True. Okay. We've grown up listening to things like once a cheater, always a cheater. So I guess, and this one's for you, Jenna. If do you think if someone cheats once, they will cheat again?
It's probably more likely, and I think it all just depends on the circumstance. Like, I know some cheating has happened, like with alcohol heavily influencing their decision, and like they wake up and they're just like totally distraught that they would have ever done that. And like somebody like that, I think probably like I do think almost cheating is like it comes with different personality traits.
Yeah.
And I think like if you cheat once, yeah, it's definitely more likely to do it again. It's like if you, I don't know what's addicting, nicotine. If somebody smokes a cigarette once, they're probably gonna do it again. It's like it's
Yeah.
doing something that you shouldn't be doing that's giving you pleasure.
Yeah, because That's something that we've talked about. Like, what's the reason you cheated, like repeatedly? And you said something along the lines of because I'm good at it and I got away with it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just like, it was just easy.
yeah,
It was like, it was easy to do. And my whole thing was really always looking for something more. And really, like, I think it's always had to do with like me not feeling like, wow, this person, it's not like I've ever lived with somebody and cheated on them or felt like, wow, like been in talks of, well, we've talked about moving in together and stuff, but I don't think like if I was like wifed with somebody, I would cheat. I would probably still have been like maybe sexting. I think I have done that
okay.
when I lived with my baby daddy for a hot second, but like actually physically cheating, it's just a little harder than when somebody lives out of state or I mean, I was doing it when they lived like right next door too, but yeah, it was I don't know if it's a rush or just like it's almost just like a lack of like caring in the moment because like what they don't know isn't like to them it's not real. So like
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about hurting them because they don't know and then I get caught.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think you always get caught. I don't know.
This is the only time I've been caught.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
Well, yeah, we never got caught
Damn it. See?
until he told her. So
He told her?
yeah, I know. But we were already broken up.
But you see, I feel like when that happened, it was more about him cleaning his conscience than him caring about her.
Yeah, totally. Because, well, I don't know.
You don't think so, Jenna?
No, I do.
No? Why don't you think so?
Because that is like, unless he was trying to break up, that is the hardest thing to do. It's harder than keeping a secret of what you're doing. Telling the person you love, like, hey, I did this to you is the hardest. Even when I've been caught like red-handed and they're like, I saw everything, I'm still like, being honest about that is so like, it is not easy. And like, I don't think anything, I think like to clear your conscience, there's something called the Trickle Truth. And it's like what a lot of cheaters do is they'll tell little bits of something. Like for me, I cheated one time and then I told him, oh, I slept in my friend's brother's bed and like had a dream that I hooked up with him. It was so weird. And like, what? No, you hooked up with your friend's brother last night. So like I said that to him and like that cleared it. And then like people that are truly cheating, like they are obviously have a little bit of like, they lie. Like am I a liar? Like, yeah, I guess I'm a liar. Cause like, that's lying. That's an entirely different life. And like to tell somebody that is like, either he's like, I'm going to marry you and I can't marry you without telling you this because that's just not right. Or he's like, was trying me. I don't know what your situation was with him, but in my mind, I'm thinking he's either trying to break up with him to be with you, or he's with her to be with you, or he's like, I'm going to marry you and I need to tell you this, but I don't think it's to clear his own. I think it's like, that's hard.
Wow. See, that's what I meant when you always make me think about the other person. I always thought it's like, I just want to clear my conscience. So I'm telling you this and you have to, like, I'm putting this on you now, but I've never considered it the other way. Like it is the hardest thing to do to come clean, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he told her when exactly he wanted to break up with her as well.
There you go.
Yeah, but the thing is, I thought it was also kind of a conscience thing, because he had been with her like for 4 years maybe, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think he cheated on her before me.
Okay.
And but we went out for like a year. So it was actually like a long relationship. And so I thought that he was gonna, like, he felt very guilty of being in another country, because that's another story. But she actually moved countries for him.
Oh, crap.
So, yeah. So I thought it was like a conscience thing.
Wow.
Most people that cheat like that,
Yeah.
they don't have a conscience like
To clear.
others. Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's most of your actions are it's all about them. So like you said, it was to break up with her and give her a reason to not like make it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Jenna,
it does.
Jenna, you mentioned the Trickle Truth. So would do you think cheating goes together with other forms of manipulation like the Trickle Truth?
Yeah.
Like what other types of manipulation go hand in hand with cheating?
Oh, I think a manipulator, period.
Okay.
I think somebody that cheats is definitely like like a master manipulator.
Now I'm scared of you.
This is all a show.
I know. That would be incredible. Okay, this is actually a cool question that I think is going to have to do a lot with our ego. Would you rather have your partner cheat with another woman or another man?
If it was another man, I'd be pissed I wasn't involved.
I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that. So you would just be pissed that you weren't involved. That's
Yeah, I would probably say a guy, another man.
okay.
But then I would be like, okay, now, did you get his number? I'll forgive you, but with one stipulation.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's how you move on from cheating. Just have them join you. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
In your situation, Adriana, it would be. I guess my question would be: did you ever feel the responsibility to tell his girlfriend what was happening?
To be honest, like at the beginning of the relationship, I felt so badly about it. Like I always talk to my friends like, I don't know why I'm in this thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I actually, yes, I thought about telling her. But the thing is, it wasn't my thing to tell. You know, it wasn't my secret to tell. And at the end of it, I wasn't the one who was cheating. I mean, I knew he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my relationship.
Yeah.
So I thought that it was better if he wanted to tell her that he did, but it's not my problem, you know?
Yeah. And this was one of our, it wasn't a fight, but it was one of those things where there was no way we could agree on this because I felt like he manipulated the information to make his girlfriend look like a bad person in order to make you feel less guilty about being in that situation.
Totally.
See, and you could like before you couldn't see that. You were like, no, she's so mean, she's like annoying and all that. And I was like, no, I'm sure he is lying to make himself look like a victim here, and you won't feel guilty about being the other woman. So
yeah, completely.
And I think that's why you got that mindset of, no, I'm not going to tell her, like it's not my problem. And
yes and no, because at the end of things, like it wasn't really my relationship. Like, okay, even though they didn't have a great relationship and he wanted to break up with her several times before we even started dating, it wasn't really my place to tell her and like confront him about that. I don't know. Like I told him several times that I wasn't comfortable and that I hated it because we lived in a very small town. And so if we wanted to go out on a date, we would have to be like careful if we saw anybody that knew his girlfriend. It sucked. So I told him several times. And I also told him, like, every time he told me that he wanted to break up with her, I said, well, then why don't you just break up with her? You know, it's easier for everyone.
Did he make you feel like you were going to be in a relationship? Like, just wait, I'll break up with her.
Yeah, completely. He was like, he even told me that he wanted to marry me, like have kids.
Textbook cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have did like when you guys ended, did you have any like negative feelings towards him?
Not really. Like, I didn't like the way he handled his relationship, and I knew that if we ever had a relationship, like a serious relationship, that I wouldn't completely trust him, because if he did cheat on her with me, then why wouldn't he cheat on me?
I've always said that how you get them is how you lose them. So like that's the only reason I could never consciously stay in the relationship with the girl that was cheating on his boyfriend with me, because I was like, yeah, if you did that to him, like what could I expect from you with me?
Yeah, I've never been like the other person, but I would 100% want to be told.
Yeah.
I think anybody obviously would want to. And I definitely wouldn't ever be the other person with like knowing that they had somebody. But I think if I did and then I found out, I would tell them.
Yeah.
Because the other person's not going to tell.
I feel like no one wins in that situation. It's like a kill the messenger type of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's definitely happened. Like I've known my friend, somebody I graduated with, and then another one of my friends, like her husband was like hitting on my friend the whole night. And the girl that I graduated with, I told her, I was like, hey, your husband was like hitting on my friend all night. And she was like, you're such a liar. I'm like, what?
Yeah, fuck you then.
Yeah, okay, but I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, see, so that's I guess that's why people are scared to come forward with the person that's being cheated on, because they don't want to receive all the backlash and all the hatred that should be directed to the cheater.
Exactly.
So I know, like, in theory the right thing is to tell them and come clean, but I guess it would depend on like a case by case situation.
Yeah, I think it's like probably an ego thing too. Like,
yeah,
like, is it really? Because I am like, for a woman, I'm like, I would never, like, I'm more, what's the word? I'm more, like when you're, committed, or like I'm more kind of, is that the word, to a woman than I am to men. Like I'm so sorry this happened. I had no idea. I'm like a woman's woman, and then like men, I'm just kind of like,
yeah, you like your loyalty lies with other women.
Yes, loyal.
Yeah, I get that a lot. See, I don't have that with other men. Like, I wouldn't, like, I don't care. I would tell other women, like, if I find out someone is cheating on one of my friends or another girl, like, I would tell them. But I think that this also comes from like this idea that only men cheat. So when a man cheats, he's a bad guy. So I want to see like the bad guy pay for what he did. As to like, if a woman cheats, I'm like, well, what did he do? Like, I don't know. Like, that's
when a woman cheats, she's a lot of names.
I know that. I know that's like the standard, but for me personally, when a woman cheats, I'm like, well, what did he do to push her to cheat? Like, I don't know. I've been radicalized, I guess, for being around women my whole life.
I do think there's probably usually, like, or almost always, a what did he do?
Right. So
I think there's a reason no matter what.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into the next question. Okay. Does texting count as cheating?
Maybe, but
enlighten me. How maybe?
I think that sometimes, like, you're not doing anything, right? Like, you're just, I mean, it depends what level of texting, I would say.
Okay.
But like, if there's pictures involved, then probably yes.
Okay. So pictures is where you draw the line.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's like consistently,
okay,
like you have you're talking, this person knows what you're doing day in and out. I mean,
yeah, because that's a relationship, even if it's just over text.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Jenna, I'm gonna need you're gonna help a lot of people here, I guess. What are the most common signs of cheating?
I would say the little hints, like if they say things that are just like, I don't know, the little kind of like the trickle truths that
Okay.
just are kind of like off the wall, I would pay close attention to those. If you have any sort of gut instinct, it's probably, I would follow it. If somebody, like the same person, is constantly liking like every single one of their pictures, if you see somebody like always popping up on their Snapchat, that's probably something to pay attention to. Obviously, like for the major, I think the people that are like more, maybe not as like, do feel bad about it, but I still aren't going to tell you, is like they stop sleeping with you. They stop being interested in obviously any sort of like sexual intercourse or even really any sort of intimacy, distance. I think a lot of it is like the vibe, you can usually tell. I would say little things like, oh, that's how you get cheated on, or something like that. I was almost like honest without being honest.
Okay. So that's like the famous phrase, like when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like and I think like for him, it was like, I was just this like honest little single mom in Maine. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, that was the case. So, yeah, I think those are some of the bigger signs.
Okay. Does the level of cheating matter? So, for example, a one-time kiss or like a relationship, or like, I guess like just a kiss to actual sex, does it make a difference for you? Because I feel like cheating is cheating, and like, I don't know, maybe I'm just on a high horse right now, but
No, but I think so as well, because if so if he already kissed somebody, then next time he would probably just sleep with somebody, like once you open that door.
yeah,
I think
anything goes.
yeah, exactly.
What about you, Jenna?
Somebody like gets drunk and makes out with somebody at a bar and then tells you the next day, like, I can't believe I did this, but I did this. I was dancing and I did this. Or like they say, hey, I was really drunk last night and somebody came home. Those are two different people. So yeah, I think it matters.
True.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's not really the level of cheating, it's the level of honesty after the fact, right? Well, that's what I understood.
Yeah, so like I guess if I was going through somebody's phone and I saw, oh, you made out with this person, I would be like, that's a red flag if they weren't honest about it. And they're like, it's like, oh, okay, they're doing this, and like, so that's like, it's still definitely cheating. But like for my ego, I definitely would rather picture him making out with somebody than naked in bed with somebody.
Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. What is the craziest cheating story you've ever heard? Oh, I got a good one for that, but I want to hear from you guys first. Let's go with Jenna. You ever heard or the craziest thing you've ever did cheating?
Okay, so one night we were out at the bars, and I saw this guy that I had like hooked up with in the past, and me and my boyfriend, it was like the most tumultuous relationship I've ever been in. It was awful. It was crazy. But we were still together, or I think we were like it was like a weird stage, whatever. It doesn't matter. It was cheating. But the guy that I was like seeing and like cheating on him with, I saw out. It wasn't planned or anything. So I was like, let's go back to my place. And me and my roommate at the time, like she had a guy with her. We were actually going to go back to my apartment and have a threesome. And I saw this guy like right before we got in the car, and I was like, come with us.
Oh gosh.
So then we get in and he drives, and then we're like probably not even a mile from my apartment. And the cops pull us over. He gets an OUI.
Wow.
So we had to get like a tow truck to tow my car to my apartment, and my ex was there. It was like 2 a.m. because we were all like, oh, where's our cards? I left all my cards in my, like, I don't even know where it was, but I didn't have any debit cards or anything. Like, we couldn't pay this tow guy. And then my ex was there, and he just like paid for it. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, not even thinking like, this is crazy. It's 2 a.m. Why is he at my apartment?
Yeah.
And like, thank God that the other guy got an OUI, because he would have been right there.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, well, he's here. So like, my roommate and that guy went and did their thing. My ex was over. So like, I slept with him. And then the guy with the OUI, the next morning, he walked from the police place or got an Uber. I'm going to guess he got an Uber. He said he walked, but then he comes, my ex answers the door, and I was just like, so it wasn't cheating, but it was like the craziest, like almost cheating, like story that's ever happened. It was a huge thing. And he was like, how do you know this guy? I was like, he drove us home.
And did he believe that? Like, did he believe that was it? Or did he?
That he was the easiest person in the world to cheat on. It was, but then the other guy, like, he got an OUI for me, came to my apartment. I was with my ex, and then he was like, bye. Like, he just had to leave. And I was just like, oh, poor little guy.
Love that. Oh my gosh. What about you, Adriana? Craziest cheating story you've heard or been a part of?
Well, I don't have like a crazy story like that one.
Yeah.
But I guess when I was dating this guy, we just, like, now that I look back,
yeah,
I regret so many things.
Perfect.
But I promise I'm not a bad person. So like, I've stayed at her apartment with him. I know.
The nerve.
I know. But obviously she wasn't there, and she was like on vacation or something. So I stayed the whole weekend there.
It's kind of hot.
It is.
Jenna,
it is kind of hot though.
Don't reward this kind of
Encourage it.
conversation. Yeah, what's wrong with you both? It's not hot. It's messed up.
You're like, ooh, what does she have for lingerie I can put on for you?
Jenna, stop it.
Okay, so next time I'm gonna call you.
There's no next time. What next time? What's wrong with both
No,
of
I'm
you?
kidding. I'm kidding. No, next time.
Okay, no. Okay. See, now, okay, so this is just a story I've heard. Like, it wasn't, and I'm pretty sure it's not even real. It's just like one of those tales that get tossed around. But this women, because people in the Jewish community in Mexico, like, everyone knows everyone. So they told that, like, this is the story that the guy that got cheated on told everyone. So they were engaged, and the girl went to her bachelorette in Vegas, and then they got back, they got married, and she was pregnant right away. And people were like, okay, maybe she got pregnant before the wedding, and that's why they got married. But then the baby came, and these people were as white as people come, and the baby was black. And like yeah, so people, like, everyone was like, there's no other explanation. Like, there's not like a great grandfather like down the line that happened. Like, there's no way that this happened.
Oh no.
So yeah, so like, everyone found out about this. Like, that this is a story that everyone knows, and I don't know, like, how it could not be true. I don't know.
What did she think was gonna happen?
I don't know. Like, I'm guessing she just like was like, there's a 50-50 chance it's his.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, there's no way to explain it, but yeah, they ended up getting a divorce, like, obviously 9 months after getting married, and now she's like, I think she got remarried with someone else and all that. But yeah, that was like, I think that's one of the reasons I never cheated. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have no other way to explain this. Like, I was traumatized by that story. But yeah, okay. So I think Oh yeah. Okay, we have a really quick yes or no question. Is watching porn cheating?
No.
No, I don't think
Nope.
it.
No.
No, why would it be? Is okay. Is watching porn like a live cam show? Like where you actually engage with the other person cheating?
Mm, I wouldn't love it, but I mean, no. That's like the whole OnlyFans thing. Like, is
Yeah,
subscribing to somebody cheating. I still wouldn't
Yeah,
love it.
exactly.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. Um, okay, I don't think this is cheating, but what do you do? What do you think about fantasizing about other people? So that's I don't think fantasizing is cheating either.
No. I mean, unless you do something, then it's cheating, but I don't think it is.
I think I think fantasizing is actually like a cool opportunity to talk to your partner about like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about, and like spice things up. But
Yeah.
if you're just thinking about it, it's not cheating.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Like my favorite dirty talk is listening to him talk about doing something with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, that you like that? Like if he
Oh
tells
yeah.
you, I want to do this and
And
this,
then, but after I'll be like, were you telling the truth about that? Like, was that real?
and is it with someone else that you know or
No.
okay?
No,
Yeah,
just
because
like a fantasy girl. No, I'm not like trying to like think about my best friend in him. But
yeah, that would be
yeah,
insane.
yeah. I would be like,
That would be crazy.
stop.
Yeah,
Stop the pump. We gotta talk.
yeah, exactly. But I
Yeah.
think it would be kind of hot, like if talking about like a celebrity or something. Like I want to do this and this with I don't know Beyonce. I'd be like, hell yeah, me too. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
A lot of
cool.
times we talk about like having a threesome and what we would do. And sometimes I talk about like wanting to like sit and watch him do this to somebody else, but I don't have like a specific person in mind.
Okay, okay, yeah, perfect. Um, what's worse, physical or emotional cheating?
Emotional.
Yeah, like actually having a relationship. For mm, for me, it's the same. Actually, like I wouldn't care. Like it's like I would get just as with either.
I mean, yeah, I would get mad if they cheated on me, like physically,
Yeah.
but also like I don't know. I think emotional it would hit me the hardest,
Okay.
probably.
What about you, Jenna? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I would say emotional too. It's hard though. Like what would like if he was sleeping with somebody constantly, like the same person many times, and that's like all it was like a booty call, or if it was somebody that he's never slept with and then it was like just talking for a really long time. I think it just brings out a couple different like it's just they're totally different, and I don't know that one is like worse than the other, but I think worse to do is definitely physically cheating.
Yeah.
Worse like the emotional that's kind of easy to like be like I was talking to them, they're a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no denying the physical cheating. Like that's all it is. But yeah, I guess the emotional cheating has like different shades of gray, I guess you could say it.
Emotional with some sex involved is a different.
No,
That's the worst.
yeah, that's like the full package. So no.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, sext.
Oh, sext.
Oh.
Yeah.
Emotional sext.
Okay.
Because that's like emotionally and like physical, but only like
visual. There's no.
Yeah.
Visual. Yeah. So it's only visual. Yeah. Emotional and visual. That one would be hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it would depend on like many things, like how long you've been with this person, how long they were cheating on, like this cheating. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. If you begin to date someone who admittedly is a cheater, what steps would you need to take to feel comfortable?
I don't know, complete honesty.
But
I mean, it would be hard, to actually trust him, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think maybe like talking about everything. If he thinks he wants to go out and I don't know, make out with somebody else, and we should talk about it. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it would be very weird though.
The thing is, I would appreciate the honesty, and I think that's all I would need. Because if I ask like everything, like, but when did you cheat and what do you do, and like if I ask for specific details, I would go crazy. So I just like thank you for saying me you've cheated in the past, and that's it. That's all I need. And it's like we can start from scratch, and it's on you if you cheat again. But like I think
Yeah.
knowing too much would make me crazy.
My ex knew that I had cheated on every single person, and he still was shocked that I.
Sorry, it's just the way you said it. Sorry.
So I think that, like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know there are any steps to take. Like you had the conversation, you know that person.
I'd be like, me too, baby boy, game on.
This is why I love you, Jenna. Okay, and is talking to an ex cheating? Just talking.
No. I don't think so.
It's not cheating, but it's messed up.
Well, I don't know. Like, okay, so I have this ex who's actually a good friend of mine. I mean, we don't talk about like what I do all day.
Mm-hmm.
And we just like sometimes just, hey, how are you? How's it going? That's it.
Okay.
You know, and
I would be okay with that, yeah. But like an actual relation, like to keep having a relationship with them, it's tricky for me. But that I know that's my ego, like that's on me, and I know that people can have normal relationships with their exes without like crossing that line again.
yeah.
But just
Yeah, I would say 100% no.
100% no.
Really?
Do not, yeah. There's no need to like talk to an ex unless it was like something like, oh, I grew up with this person, we were friends forever, we dated, it wasn't really anything. But anything that was like a real relationship, nope. You're broken up for a reason. Like,
yeah. That and buried. Like, I'm sorry. I know it's an ego thing, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, that's the worst thing I think about me is that I am obviously I cheat, but I'm also like a like psychopath, like kind of like jealous. Maybe not. Well, yeah, I get jealous. I think a lot of the jealousy was like I think that's where the guilty conscience comes in. And I guess to go back to like red flags if somebody's cheating, if they're accusing you constantly, then they're cheating. Yeah. Like especially if you're not and they're constantly accusing you, they're cheating. So I'd be like, but yeah, I'm definitely like self-conscious. I'm like, it's just like, it's awful. I'm not really open. I'm not like, oh, I'll do this and you do that. I think that needs to be something that has like that's like a conversation. Like if you're not trying to be monogamous, then cool, do your thing. But if it's like monogamous, even if you're the one that's like messing up, like I think that it's okay to still have the expectations for the other person. That might be a little like selfish, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you completely on this. Just I'm not mature enough to have whoever I'm dating be friends with their ex. Like it's not happening. I'm sorry.
The thing is like, okay, so I think about it and I just talk with him, you know, I wouldn't do anything else with him. So
but like if the shoe was on the other foot, like would you be comfortable with your boyfriend being friends with their ex?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like if I think about it and I'm not gonna do anything, then I expect the other person to do so. You know, like if we have this honesty in the relationship, then I wouldn't really care.
Okay. Agree to disagree, I guess.
It must be nice being honest.
It must be nice.
Yeah, no, I can't. Sorry. Okay. What do you think about it when people say stuff like only men cheat?
I say, yeah, I know, men suck.
Perfect. I don't know. I feel like there's like this double standard for cheating when, and I'm a part of it. I've said this, that when a man cheats, I'm like, of course he did. He's a man. Like, what did you expect from this like trash person? And then when a woman cheats, I'm like, but what did he do? Like,
Mm.
so, but I do, and like in my situation, the one I talked to you about, it was the woman, the one that cheated. So like that broke my whole thing, and like I could see it. I was like, damn it, like women do cheat sometimes, and just for the sake of cheating.
Yeah, it's not a gender thing, it's a human thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the thing that if you don't have sex with your partner, they're gonna cheat?
Yes.
You
Well,
agree
yeah,
with
probably.
that? But then like people are having like I've heard of people like you have sex with them and they still cheat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So like not having sex is not like the reason.
No, it's not the reason, but it's gonna like that's almost a given.
Really? You think it's a given? Wow.
Yeah, if you're not having sex with me, like if you're not doing anything to get me off, like what are we doing here?
Okay.
You're gonna go look for it somewhere else. I
Yeah,
mean,
like I think it should be brought up. Like that was one of the things that I would say to him. Like it was we weren't like sleeping together even close to enough. And I would like kind of come on to him and he wouldn't. And it was because he didn't like feel good about himself.
Yeah.
At the time. And like for me, I was like, that's when I was like, are you sleeping with somebody? Like, what's going on? And I'd just be like, this is how you get cheated on. Like, girlfriend needs to get off. But she like I think that
That's honest. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's honest.
yeah, but it's true. I agree.
yeah.
See,
And I think it deserves a conversation, but it's like, look, I need this. And if you're not meeting my needs, like,
yeah.
well, you can draw the next conclusion.
Yeah, I guess I'm just like a hopeless romantic, and I'm like, no, obviously not. Like, you can work through things, but no.
I mean, everybody has different sex drives too.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everybody. It doesn't matter for anybody. Some women would be like, thank God he doesn't want to touch me. Like, there are a lot of women that are there. So.
Yeah. So, but at least have the conversation first.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and my final question, and I guess like the whole reason I wanted to talk to you both is, I know we already touched on this a little bit, but do you think that you personally, for example, Jenna, do you think you can be faithful in your next relationship? Do you have faith in yourself, first of all?
Yeah. And like, even now I catch myself like doing things that I just wouldn't have ever done before, but it's because I think it just comes down to like being like cognizant of it and being like the biggest factor for me. And as kind of like probably self-centered as it is that I in the end broke like my own heart. And not to mention my daughters, from it all, like, yeah, I hated hurting him, but it was the fact that I did it. Like, there is nobody else to blame. Yes, I can be like, well, this and this and this, like on you and from what you did for me in the relationship. And like, I didn't feel like we like, you wouldn't live with me. He didn't introduce me to his family for ever. And when he did, like his mom didn't know I had a kid after 3 years of being together, like little things that like, yes, that led up to it. But in the end, like it comes down to being like, you have cheated your entire life and this is an issue. And if like you are fine with being a cheater, that's one thing, but like I'm not that. Like I come from parents that have been together from when they were 16. I haven't ever like I've seen them maybe get into like a little argument here and there, but like they literally are like that like dream like loving high school sweetheart couple. And for me, I was like, I would never, if I'm married, I'm 100% sure I'm not cheating. Like I just won't cheat on somebody when I'm married. And like, I kind of use that as a crutch, but it's like, no, I think this was the first time that I've been like, oh, wow. Like I can't find the person I'm going to marry after I've cheated on them the whole time we were dating. Like that's not a way to like build your marriage. And now it just comes down to like being like, being more open, being more honest. Like the kind of like freedom I felt after everything was just out there was like, so yeah, it hurt, but it was very just like, oh wow, like this, I did all of that. Like that was a lot, and he knows all of it, but he also found it out. So I mean, we'll have to see, but I do think I think it comes down to security. And if I find the person that I'm like, oh, this, like, I'm with them every night, I see them every day, it definitely, the sex like has to be there. Like we have to they have to continue having sex with me, but that's something that it's like it has to be known. And then if like that can be worked through it, things need to stay like spicy, obviously. So, but yeah, 100%, even when like there are dry spells, which is going to happen, it just comes down to like being like, yes, this is this is my person. And like, I think I just needed to realize like that isn't like, that's not what I want for myself.
Okay. And just, you you made me curious about something. You mentioned your daughter because you said you broke your own heart and your daughter's. So when it comes to being honest with her about, I know she's really young right now, but down the line, do you think she can learn something from your experiences right now?
Oh yeah, 100%. I am the most, like, I'm so honest with her. And like, even when we broke up, I was like, I made a lot of mistakes. I really hurt his feelings. We're trying, but I don't, like, even when we broke up, I had to explain like what a breakup is. And she's very like stuck in it, and it's hard because I don't want to like scar her.
Yeah.
But like, I'm also like just using it as like, I'm really hurting from what I did, and this is why you treat people the way that you want to be treated, because if not, it might come back and you're gonna make yourself really sad that you treated somebody else like that, type of thing. So it's hard with her because she would just like ask to see, like, to talk to him, and then she's just like, she's so wise. It's she's like a different kind of, like, she wasn't ever really sad about it. She was just more sad that I was sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm always going to be honest. Like if like I'm married and like things happen, I can see why maybe parents don't want to tell their kids like, hey, I did this. But for me, it's like, I don't know. The parents thing is just, that's a whole different like level of like, that just gets deep. But yeah. I'm honest with her, and like, she's heard things. I kind of told the story earlier. She's heard like me talking and like maybe him saying something about cheating and whatever. And we were like playing a game, and she tells, I think it was my parents, like, she's like, yeah, Mike said mom cheats. She wins because she cheats. And I was just like, like, oh geez. So yeah, but it is like, it's especially having somebody else that maybe that was the like what changed it all for me, was her like being a mom now and being like, oh, this not only affects me now.
Yeah, that was,
I don't know,
the tipping point, I guess.
Yeah.
That's great. And Adriana, for you, I guess the question I would have to change it is, would you ever put yourself in that situation where you would be the other woman?
No, not again. No, I know better now.
And aren't you, I'm sorry, like, I'm not wishing this on you or anything, but aren't you like scared of like karma? Like, since you were the other woman, then there's going to be another woman involved in your next serious relationship.
Well, to be honest, I hadn't thought about it.
Sorry
because,
about that.
because I think I'm a good person in general.
You are.
Thank you.
I can attest
But
to that.
I think, thanks. But I think, I don't know. I'm a very honest person in general. So I would expect the same honesty from my partner.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the karma's not getting me.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully. Well, thank you both so much for taking time out of your day for doing this. And I really hope people listen to this conversation with an open heart and an open mind, and realize that, I guess what I'm taking from this is, there's no right or wrong in any of these situations. It's really, you have to live through it to understand why things happened. And we shouldn't really judge the situations from the outside. I guess that's my take from all of this.
I think there's right and wrong. It's just what comes out of it.
Jen, I'm trying to be deep. Damn it. But you're right. Because
I don't want I don't want to make it seem like I wasn't wrong, because I was wrong for many, many years.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's just as long as you grow, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the take. As long as you grow, just be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And
Thank you.
I'll see you both soon.
Thanks for having
Okay.
me.
Thank you.
Pleasure. And
Bye.
don't miss Jenna's podcast, Mom of Your Dreams, coming soon to Station Entertainment. It's going to be amazing. So watch out for that one.
Thanks for the plug.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.